Alright, for a couple of you who've ordered these ILS visor lights from me, I just wanted to give you an idea of how to hook these up. Now, when I go over this, this is just the factory default. I'm not going to show you how to program patterns or anything like that. If you want different patterns, you'll have to go to the Federal Signal website and either download the manual and wiring diagram for this, or I believe Federal has put a YouTube video on there on how to do these J-series breakout boxes and the Silverthings breakout box. So first, you're going to get two cables from me. One is a power and a ground, looks like that. One is a Cat 5. Most of the ones you guys are going to get are going to be gray. There might be a couple red ones running around, not a big deal. So first we start with our power and ground. We're going to clip into this little connector right here, and then our Cat 5 cable. Now it's important to make sure you actually get a click when it goes into place. Then, when you're done, you'll want to secure this Cat 5 cable. There's a little zip tie hole right in here to do that. Just put a little small zip tie in there and hold it in place. Zip it down, that way it doesn't pull out of there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my junction box or my breakout box, and I'm going to clip my other side of my Cat 5 cable in there. Again, make sure you get that nice click. If it's loose or not in place, it's not going to work out well. Again, I'm on a test bench, so this should be pretty easy for me. If you're using hot and grounds from a car, maybe a little bit more complicated. Trying to find out which wires can go where and how you're going to test this. But anyway, so your hot and ground cable looks like a little bit of a rat's nest, but we'll get through it. It's not a big deal. We're going to take our black ground and we're going to go onto the ground straight from this light bar. And we're going to take our hot clip right here and we're going to go straight to this end hot wire. Now the way these were wired, they were used wiring Molex pins. So those pins should still be on there for you. I didn't cut them off. There, that part is done. This part's connected. So let's look at our cable coming out of the breakout box. There's a lot of wires here, and once again, there's a lot of options inside this breakout box that these light bars, the organization that used them didn't use. So if you want to use any of those additional options, you'll have to go to the Federal Signal website to figure that out, or download the wiring diagram. I'm just trying to make this quick, easy video so you guys show up and able to wire this pretty quick. All right. This is important because I see this a lot. There are two ground wires that come out of this cable, not just one. The first ground wire is black. The other one is black with white. You're going to want to tie those two together and apply ground to that. The next important wire is this white one that comes out. Some of the cables, it might be purple, but this one in this cable is white. So we're going to take this one, and I'm going to give that also power. That is the ignition wire. So the purpose of that wire is to be in place if you want to hook it up to the ignition. So if you shut off the ignition, the lights go off or the lights power on when you turn on the ignition. If you don't like the ignition sense, you cannot unprogram that. There has to be positive voltage to that for this to work. So if you don't like it coming on and off with the ignition, you can wire it straight to hot. I personally don't suggest that. All right. Again, for this particular light bar, we're going to put two more wires together. We have a green with a white stripe and a blue with a white stripe. This is important. These two have to be put together for this particular light bar. You can wire these or program these separate if you go through the Federal Signal website. So again, I'm going to hook power to that. So there's a particular sequence that this light bar likes getting power. First is obviously the power to the bar, which should be constantly positive, and then your ignition sense. If you turn on the power to flash the light bar before you turn on the ignition sense, it's not going to work. So we're going to go ahead and power the ignition sense. And what you're going to notice, if you look inside the light bar right here, this little red light's on. That little red light's on, it means everything's hooked up right and it's got communication up into the point where the flash. So we're going to hook up our last little two wires and we're going to put power to those. And then we have a flashing light bar. The one last little tidbit I'm going to give you before we complete this video is I'm going to disconnect these items and I'm going to roll this breakout box over, and I want you to pay particular close attention to the position of these jumper switches, especially switch number 1 right there. Switch number 1 needs to be in the down position. If it is in the up position, you are in programming mode and it will not work. Well, there you go. Quick, easy, and simple. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I always try to help my customers out. Thanks. Have a great day.